Good morning, Vancouver. Okay, this one's for all the millennials out there. Yeah, millennial investors have a lot to think about these days, including inflation, market uncertainty, school debt, and so much more. So what are the best ways to attack these hurdles? Financial expert Lesley-Anne Scorgie is back. She joins us once more with practical advice for millennials to get themselves on track and prepare for their financial future. So good to see you. How are you, Lesley-Anne?
Good morning. I'm doing great, and millennials are up against some pretty unique circumstances. I am a millennial, by the way, so I know this firsthand.
I didn't know you were a millennial. Okay, hold on. Millennials are. Let's clear that one first of all. Anybody born between 1980 and the year 2000. Okay, so you're saying you know this. You value experiences.
That's right. So there are a couple of unique things that millennials are going through financially. Number one, they're feeling outpriced by the real estate market, but there's some good news. Canadian Real Estate Board is saying there's a little bit of a chill in the market right now, so that's good. The other cool thing with millennials is they value work-life balance. So interesting study from Fortune magazine says they want flexibility, but they also want more money. I love that. And the third thing that makes the millennial money situation super unique is they have a deep desire to be great with their finances. So cool polling that came out of RBC Insurance says they want to make a life that brings them joy, and they are willing to do the work. So this is all great news for millennials. But yeah, we're up against a bit of a tough economy at the present moment.
You're right. It went from like previous older generations like myself and the ones before me that was all about save, save, save. Work as many jobs as possible, burn yourself out, and hopefully you're going to be okay come time to retire, and you're banking on that, right? Versus finding balance right now while you're in the now, but also saving for the future. So talk to us about that, about budgeting, or even you hear that it's impossible to own a home. You've got some tips for that.
When we talk about budgeting, millennials are like allergic to that word. However, it's so important that we get on top of it. So a couple areas to target: budget busters, food waste. Second Harvest put out a study that says we're throwing out about $120 of food per month as a millennial household. Eating out, now I get it, you want to go to patios, but maybe we're not spending quite as much on those patios. The third area, budget buster, subscriptions. We all signed up for everything during the pandemic. Now it's time to rein it in, figure out what's our priorities. And that's actually my final budgeting tip. When you are a millennial feeling the squeeze, you need to look at your budget and ask, what's going to bring me joy? Because everything else has got to go.
That's it. And every little bit you save does add up. So time to curate that list. Okay, home ownership. Is it a dream?
It is a reality. If you are a millennial, you want this. Like I mentioned, there's a little bit of a chill in the market, but you're going to have to do some work to save up that down payment. So I like to start with a vision. What would 10 or 20% down look like? Get a number in mind. Now break that number into smaller chunks. How much can you afford to put away every single payday? Last tip here, automate your savings, because guess what? Busy millennials, I am one. We get busy and sometimes we can forget to save. So use that automation to help you along the way.
Okay. Now you talk about the checklist to protect themselves financially, and I also want to get into the whole fact of use your young age to your advantage. Things have time to correct itself. So let's go through first of all that checklist. How can all millennials like yourself protect themselves financially?
There's two important ways. The first, you've got to have a rainy day fund. Look what happened during the pandemic. That rainy day went on for quite a long time. So that's going to be consistently saving for the event that something not so good happens to you. The second area that often gets overlooked by millennials is life insurance. Now listen, if you're a millennial, I know how old you are, and I know you have some assets. I know you have liabilities. You might even have a family. So we see that not nearly enough millennials actually have the proper insurance in place. Good news is that it has become way, way more affordable. Now, you asked about using your age to your advantage.
Yeah.
Guess what? It is so easy for millennials to get started being better at protecting themselves, investing well when they start as early as possible. You're young, so use it to your advantage. Take advantage of even the volatility that we're seeing in the investment market right now, you could be that millennial who consistently contributes to their long-term retirement savings and comes out on top, maybe in retirement, maybe even sooner.
Buy low, sell high, baby. More information, mevest.ca. Thank you so much, Lesley-Anne. I watch a lot of movies about that stuff. I don't know what I'm really saying. Sounds good to wrap it up.
Thank you.
Take care. So avocado toast, yes, but maybe not every day, friends. You hear that? Once a month. Same with the acai bowls. They add up.